Well, if you did not catch my video breakdown of the Super Bowl halftime show, watch that and then come back or whatever. But I said specifically, I said they're going to try to say that this was just normal Latina dancing. And that's what they're doing. On top of that, they're saying that Jennifer Lopez was doing such an amazing thing. She was secretly saying that it's terrible that the kids were in cages. That's what they really want you to believe. Is that really what happened? You know, because the whole kids in cages after the hurricane and on the border and whatnot. Oh, what an amazing person she is. Wake up. That's not what she's doing. It was a satanic ritual from the word go. It is every year. But this one was the worst I've ever seen. And it was absolutely condoning and showing human trafficking, mind control. Let's look right here. Oh, how perfect. I'm sure most of you know what that picture on the left is. I don't need to explain it. And there was actually a YouTuber, she's Hispanic, and she was like, this is normal Latina dancing. And I'm like, what? No, it's not. Maybe very little aspects of it were, so they don't look completely like they're being satanic and condoning mind control and human trafficking. This bird cage. Let's get on with the bird cages here. See, this is what most people don't realize. The bird cage is symbolism for mind control and for you not having control of your mind. And all of these celebrities, the big ones, are all MK Ultra mind control, and they help with human trafficking, all of these sex slave type things. Then they threw this up right before the little kids came on. You can see what that symbol means right there. Now let's look at the bird cages. Who puts their kid in a bird cage? Why are all these celebrities always in bird cages? Because it's cool? It's just cool. Oh look, I'm gonna put myself in a bird cage. How cool is this? Always with the black and white, always with the one-eyed symbol. It's all coincidence. The butterfly, the one eye. It doesn't mean anything. It's all coincidence. They just like butterflies, bird cages, and one eyes. They all just like, they want to be a cyclops. Yeah, that's not what it is at all. And the lightning bolts, we'll get to that in a minute. Duality, the one eye, the satanic symbolism. This isn't a joke. This is what they're doing. Right in your face, and now they have people saying this was so amazing that Jennifer Lopez was really making a political stand. You see the black and white all over. It's all over everything. Coincidence. They just love that. Oh, and then the over your mouth, the finger over their mouth, that's the shh, don't tell anybody. Even one of Shakira's albums has the monarch butterfly. This is not new. This is exactly what it is, and it's in your face. Is this Latina too? So all my Hispanic viewers, please tell everyone in the comments how this is not how y'all dance. This is not what you support, because that's what the mainstream media wants people to think. Illuminati pyramid, in the pits of hell, the lights crossing over in X's. X in the Pythagorean is 6. You can take it from there. The circle ring, that is a satanic, it's a witch coven. They always have to make the circle to do these spells and rituals, aside for the obvious blasphemy. See, people will turn this into, oh, it was so pornographic. Yeah, it very much was. Absolutely. And I pointed all that out in my other video. But I want to show you the deeper aspect of it. This is pushing this satanic Luciferian agenda in your face. This isn't feminism. You're stupid if you believe it. Sorry, not sorry. They kept doing this. People don't just put their arms out like this. They are blaspheming. Oh, look. We're all touching each other. It's Babylon. I'm really shocked at the amount of people that can't see this, although I'm not shocked. See, I posted this on TikTok because I know most of my normal viewers know what this stuff is. But I don't ever get on TikTok, and so I just posted it. Well, I posted parts of it because you can only post like 60 seconds. And they were like, you're crazy. You're one of those crazy people that, but what? You're crazy. It was just entertainment. Yeah, sure it was. Sure it was. The red circle also, it puts you into a trance to make you focus. And, I mean, if you don't see the pit of hell right here, I don't know what to tell you. And then it drops away. So you can either take the narrow path, or you can stay in the pit of hell. Of course, they all stayed in the pit of hell. On the pillar. And then the lightning bolts. That is a symbolism of Satan. In Luke, Jesus saw Lucifer fall. Whenever he fell, there was lightning. That's why they always have the lightning bolts. People, this doesn't mean that just because if you draw a lightning bolt, that's what it means. I'm telling you, that's what they use it for. And they use all of these things for that. This is an hourglass, meaning time. And again, with the circle, the Baphomet, but let's focus, I mean, they wanted to call this Latina dancing. What, pole dancing is Latina now? That's what they're saying. Somebody said I was being racist because I said that they were going to do that. They went and did it. They actually said, oh no, this is Latina dancing at its finest. It was like a Latina party in Miami. Oh, really? Yeah. You always throw your hands up like that? No, they don't. They know what they're doing. And they want you to think otherwise. Every Christian should be boycotting this. Should be boycotting this disgusting thing. It's amazing to me how many people boycotted after Colin Kaepernick knelt for the flag. And let me say, I serve this country, and I served it for his right to kneel. If he wanted to kneel, whatever, be a fool. But everybody wants to. So you pride the flag over God? That's what you're saying, because nobody is boycotting over this. Now let's get into why the Kansas City Chiefs won. A lot of people asked me how I knew they were going to win, because I did a video and said that they were going to win. I got the score wrong because I didn't realize that they did a sacrifice a month before. I don't know how I missed that. The Chiefs were named after Native Americans who did practice spiritual magic. And that this year they've been trying their darndest to bring these spirits back. And even these supposed evangelical Christians that are actually working with the Pope. These revivals that are going around the country called the Send. They're doing these revivals all over the world, actually. They're going to be in Kansas City doing their main ritual. There was also a meeting there with all of the powers of the world, whatever, just recently. Don't be confused. I'm not saying they as in the Native Americans or anybody. I'm saying these type of people, the ones that are pretending to be evangelical Christians and the Freemasonic people that put on these spectacles and they do these rituals in front of your face and you don't even know it. Well, most of my viewers do. Unfortunately, most people don't. But let's get on with Kansas City and then the ritual that occurred that caused Kansas to win the Super Bowl. So they have this skull cemetery, the enduring legend of Kansas Haunted Skull Cemetery, visiting America's most off-limit gateways to hell. That's in Kansas. Weird. And so you can read the history about that. But it's not only Kansas. They also have where they've been performing this evangelical movement, which is in Sun Devil Stadium in Phoenix. But the ritual that I'm speaking of is Morris Claiborne. His brother mysteriously passed away in January at the age of 31. Morris Claiborne's jersey number is 20. What was the score of the Super Bowl? 20-31. The Super Bowl was played on the 33rd day of the year. And you can see down here, oh, weird. The game recap just happens to be 13 minutes and 33 seconds. There's tons of other numbers. I'm not going to get into that. If you want to see that, you can go to like Zachary Hubbard's website. He breaks all of it down, and it's absolutely undeniable. Also, his brother actually played for LSU. LSU won the National Bowl this year, and there was a ritual before that one, which is, you know, I'm from Louisiana. It sucks because people are all celebrating, oh, LSU won. I just want to say, yeah, did you see the people they had to kill? I mean, this is what they do. It's their ritual. But that ritual for the LSU was sports reporter's daughter-in-law of LSU football coach. As soon as I heard that, I was like, man, there you go. So I knew they were going to win, unfortunately. They do it all by the numbers. And Zach breaks it down very well. There's a few other people, but he wrote a very lengthy book. Now, am I saying go learn gematria? No. I do have letters and numbers book. It's a 500-page book or something. It's huge. And, I mean, it goes back in history of all of the coded things that have gone on throughout history, not just in America, but throughout these. It's crazy if you don't know anything about it. But this is what they do every year. Every game. Every professional game. And the major college games, too. Not every player knows about this. But the main ones, the ones you hear about, they're involved. To a certain extent. And we've had players come out and speak about it. They're usually shut up real quick. But back to the halftime show. The ritual of all of this is to bring these spirits back. Let's listen to what Honest News Network, I forget his name, but he's great. He breaks it down very well about this, the sin and the awakening, these people portraying themselves as Christian evangelicals doing revivals.
Clouds and happy light. It's gonna be a bright sunshiny day. Bop, bop, dum, bop.
Here we go with a circle again. They love their circles.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. Does anyone know what the Awaken 2020 movement is based upon? You may not know.
In all my years of ministry, I don't think I've ever been more excited for a year like 2020. Everywhere I go, there's this expectation. Stadiums are being seized all across the world. It's almost like God is moving with a mass movement of evangelism and presence and His glory. That's why I'm so excited about Awaken 2020. Literally, there at Sun Devil Stadium, where I prophesied in 1997 that stadium would be filled. That prophecy was the beginnings of the movement of the call. I believe now, Awaken 2020, January 18th, at Sun Devil Stadium, is like the opening of the womb. Arizona, you're the A state. You're the state that can blow this thing open. Gather from the north, south, and east and west, believing that Jesus the evangelist, starting there at Sun Devil Stadium, will be manifested all across America.
From the ashes, we rise up. We had Ash Wednesday. We want to rise up with Jesus at Easter. And I believe that there'll be some rising from this dying.
Spirit, I will rise from the ashes of defeat. Rise from the ashes.
That's what this is all about. And as you can see, there's Kanye West, number 2 on the list up there. All of this is getting ready to culminate in 3 days or so from now, I believe on the 16th of January. And so it's, what, a day away, I guess it is. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is what's being awakened is obviously not souls to Jesus Christ, right? What's awakening here is darkness, spirits from hell, the ancestral ancient spirits that once controlled this land, that once dominated this land. They want the land back. And because Americans have turned their back on God for the most part, because this nation has turned completely from godliness and will not repent, God is going to allow this nation to be overrun and be overtaken and subdued by the spirits that once dominated this land.
Notice carefully this video here.
I always have seen that word revival as something that happens to the church, to stir up the church. But when I hear the word awakening, it is something that I experienced in the 70s. The 60s, it was turmoil, chaos, cultural revolution. But God answered that cultural revolution, that dark side of the 60s, with a Jesus movement. And in the 70s, everyone was getting saved. America needs another great awakening.
We've seen a lot of things over the last 28 years, stadiums filled, miracles, signs and wonders. But what I expect now is something beyond anything we've ever seen before to come to America, because it's been prophesied for so many years that new things were coming.
I actually believe that in 2020 could be a flashpoint, a tipping point. Even this gathering here on January 18th in Sun Devil Stadium could be a tipping point, a flashpoint for a new Jesus awakening. We are calling for a new Jesus awakening. We're calling all of Arizona, even all of America, to open the womb, awaken the dawn of 2020. Stadiums are going to be filled all across America in 2020. We get the privilege of birthing it right here in Phoenix, Arizona.
What are they worshiping here? It's the sun, S-U-N.
Love God and our neighbor as written in Luke, the army of God, and we are the truth.
You see how fast they flash it? So I stopped it right there. This is what it means. It is the stairs at 33 degrees of Freemasonry. I put it in your face, but you don't see it.
Watch this. Now, here it is. This is what's being promoted. You see that image?
Does anyone know what the Awaken 2020 movement is based upon?
You as Indians are a sleeping giant. You as evangelical Indians are a sleeping giant. You are now awakening. The original American could turn around and be the evangelist to win other Americans to Christ. True evangelical Christianity is the answer. By nature, the Indian is a religious person. Down in the Indian heart beats a sense for God. God has put eternity in the hearts of the whole human race, including you. It's already there, prepared by God. And living close to nature, as many Indians do, they know that the world and the universe is not man-made. Like many Europeans, the Indian has been turned off by unconcerned, indifferent Christians who seemingly did not care for the spiritual and material welfare. We must be shown that Christ died for his sins, not just for the white peoples of the world, and that Christ loves them, and that fellow Christian believers love them as well. Jesus Christ was not a white man. He was not a European. He was not a black man. He was not a yellow man. He was not a red or a brown man. He came from that part of the world that touches Asia and Africa and Europe. He belongs to all men. It must be demonstrated to the American Indian that the Spirit of Jesus Christ can live in his heart and fulfill the deepest spiritual needs of his life. I realize that there exist in the United States 56 language forms of Aboriginal languages and about 200 dialects. And to communicate the gospel to these people in their own tongue and in the Spirit of Christ is the need of the hour. In our text in Romans 13:11, the apostle says, "For now is our salvation nearer." My third point is challenging time. God is at work throughout the whole world, and it is being demonstrated that he is at work among the American Indian. Christ died for the red or the brown man as well as the white or the black or the yellow man. The very fact that you are here today is proof of the fact that God is working among your people. The Bible has been translated into many of your languages, and new translations are underway. English is only the trade language. Tribal languages are not only spoken, but I'm told that they're on the increase. And many Indians will listen more sympathetically and attentively to the gospel if spoken in their own native tongue. So God is preparing the Indian heart by giving him the Word of God in his own language. Many Indians with whom I have come in contact love to sing. The Kiowa, the Comanche, and the Seminole have composed beautiful Indian hymns using words of Scripture or testimony put to their own Indian music. Lately, several Christian training schools have sprung up where Indians can receive an education for Christian service.
Now, what does Billy Graham mean by in their own music? Let's take a look. This was at one of the Awakening crusades, or one of the Awakening meetings, gatherings in 2016. When the wind of the Spirit blows, come on, warrior, and ride the wind. This is what is being awakened in the United States. Are you listening, people? And this is what Billy Graham was talking about. This is the sleeping giant. These spirits are being awakened. These ancient demonic spirits that once controlled this land. Are you listening? Before the Europeans arrived and brought Christianity, this is what was controlling this land. And Billy Graham is saying there needs to be an awakening. Are you listening? So that's what this whole thing is based on. Okay? And if you continue to watch this video, you'll see where they actually get into Indian dancing and the whole thing. I don't know if you noticed, they even had the smoke going up from the pipes. All right? It's not just Lou Engle and the NAR as far as Lou Engle, but it's also Stone is doing it as well, and Kenneth Copeland, all been working with the Indians as well. Kenneth Copeland's been working with the Indians for over 40 years. And then you have the Rick Joyner, Morning Star, Mike Bickle. The NAR, the whole movement is involved in this idea of a revival of the spirits of the Indians. Are you listening, folks? That's what I'm trying to tell you. Darkness is coming over the land. All right? That's what's happening. They call it a revival. They call it a great awakening. They liken it to Azusa Street. Okay? But these people are not even saved. They're not born again. All right? And they're bringing these spirits over the land, back to the land of America, back to the Americas, back to the United States. They're taking over. The music's taking over, the worship's taking over, and you find it more and more in these evangelical crowds. You find it more and more in this charismatic movement. It's demonic. It is demonic. It is such a mixture. But these people are not even saved. They never even experienced salvation. And they're calling it Jesus. They're calling it Christianity. And it's nothing more, in my opinion, than the beginning stages of civil war. That's what this is. The beginning stages. You got to remember that when people are going to war, there's music, right? There's music that goes before the battle. This is the warrior cry. This is not about worshiping God and coming together and becoming one. This is about a head-to-head battle that is coming, where all the world is going to be gathered against the Lord. Are you listening? They're going to make war with the Lamb of God. That's what this is about. That's what's being awakened. It's the warrior. It's the savage. It's the violent being awakened in demonic spirits with the demonic power against the Lord. This is an antichrist spirit, folks. Okay? An antichrist spirit. Do you see what's going on here, people? This is a spirit that is bringing darkness over the United States. There is a darkness coming. There is lawlessness and savage and barbarianism coming to America. Because America has rejected the God of heaven, the God of righteousness and holiness, the God of soundness. Are you listening? The God that is love and the God of that has a wrath, right? The wrath of God. But he is love. They are making war. That's what this is about. But it's not war against Satan. It's war with Satan against the Lord. These are antichrists. They're all antichrists. Every one of them. This is an antichrist spirit.
So I hope this makes more sense to you now about this ritual and what they're actually doing. This is not Latina dancing. This is not anything of the sort. It is programming your mind to accept all of this as normalized. And so many people truly believe it is normal. I mean, this is... Wow. They want to put out articles that this wasn't inappropriate. And you're just overreacting. You're the crazy one. You darn Christians and your morals and your values. And you see satanic things everywhere. Yet only when they're pushing it, and throwing up all of this. I mean, This does not take a rocket scientist to figure this out. But some people don't understand. So give them bread and circus and they will never revolt. So true. Just give me my porn. Give me my football. My ball worship. And we can't see what's actually going on right in front of our faces. And they have built the one world religion. They've already built one of the temple/churches. You've been warned. It's in the Bible. But many people think that it's just a book of fairy tales. We will see who's right, likely very soon. Y'all have a wonderful day. Like, share, and subscribe.